So here's the thing. Reformed hackers are suddenly the darlings of venture capital. And it's not because of some redemption arc narrative. It's because they actually understand how attacks work from the inside.
That's a pretty big shift from the traditional stay on the defense side mentality, right? Walk me through what's happening here.
Exactly. The article focuses on this founder, Shay Schwartz, who got caught hacking at 16, and instead of that being a career-ending moment, it actually became proof that he was technically skilled enough to get noticed by elite defense organizations. He went on to work on Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system, which is insanely high-stakes work, and then he built a real product at a company called Axis before founding his own security startup called Ocean. Just raised $28 million.
So the teenage hacking wasn't really the story, it was just the beginning of a credibility signal?
Exactly. And this is the part that investors get now. When you've actually run attacks yourself, you know what attackers are optimizing for in a way that no certification program can teach you. You think like the person building the exploit because you were that person.
That makes sense, but I'm guessing this only works if you're also incredibly talented and happen to get into elite defense work. This isn't a universal career path, right?
Oh, totally. The article's not saying every hacker who gets caught becomes a founder. It's saying that the specific combination of getting caught young, proving technical skill, then spending a decade in actual military-grade threat environments, and then learning how to build commercial products, that combination is exactly what investors want right now.
So why now specifically? Why is this moment special for cybersecurity funding?
Because AI has completely changed the phishing game. For 30 years, defenders built tools to catch phishing emails that had, like, bad grammar, generic salutations, obvious red flags, but now any attacker with an LLM API can generate perfectly personalized, contextually accurate phishing emails in milliseconds at almost no cost.
So the old playbook is useless.
Completely useless. The artifacts that older security tools were trained to detect, they're gone. AI-generated phishing doesn't have those tells.
And that's where Ocean comes in, right? That's Schwartz's startup.
Right. It's an agentic email security platform, which means it's built to think more like an attacker would. And here's the thing. That matters specifically because Schwartz spent a decade thinking about threats from nation-state actors who have unlimited time and resources. That's a different threat model than the credentialed harvesting campaigns most companies worry about.
So the Iron Dome experience is actually relevant to email security?
It sounds weird, but yes. Working in that environment means you learn to anticipate attack vectors that don't exist yet. You have to think about worst-case scenarios where being wrong has permanent consequences. That kind of thinking, that threat intuition, doesn't come from a typical corporate society rotation.
But then how does he translate that elite, classified world thinking into a product that actually works at commercial scale? Those seem like totally different skill sets.
And that's actually where a lot of defense-to-civilian founders fail. But Schwartz didn't. He spent time at Axis after his military work, learning how to take that elite threat knowledge and ship it as an actual product on a roadmap, dealing with enterprise sales, all of that. So by the time he founded Ocean, he had both pieces.
That's the part that actually makes the $28 million bet make sense. It's not just the military background or just the hacking background. It's both.
Exactly. And investors are also making a timing bet here. They're thinking that right now is the window to establish a real competitive position in AI-native email security before the big entrenched players like Microsoft and Google figure out their own defenses and start stealing market share.
So the moment you're in really matters. Move too late, and you're competing against companies with massive training data advantages and existing enterprise contracts.
Exactly. The whole raise, the timing, the founder background, it all adds up to a pretty specific bet that the threat environment has fundamentally changed, and you need people who think like attackers to defend against it now.
This is wild because it kind of validates the whole idea that understanding how attacks work from the inside is more valuable than just learning about them academically. That's a huge reframe for how we think about cybersecurity talent.
Right? And if you want the full breakdown of how this all fits together, how Schwartz's specific journey shaped Ocean, and exactly why ACI phishing broke the old security model, go read the full article over at newslet.com.